Hey everybody, Eric for President here, and you know the drill. We have 5 stories to go over that you missed in the past couple days in the VR space. We need to talk about the Oculus Quest officially getting the dark mode support that we've all wanted for a very long time, and hopefully the last time I need to talk about this. We'll also review the Oculus Link and why it may have some benefits for those who passed on the Oculus Rift S due to IPD adjustment issues, as well as some games that were highlighted at OC6 that were really flew under the radar but should be on your watch list, and of course even more. I'm Eric for President, and as always, please leave a like to support a beer in need. Let's get into the VR news. Anyone I speak with knows Asgard's Wrath is my #1 most looked forward to game, as I love RPGs and any excuse I get to roleplay a bearded Norse god, I'm all in. But there is new news to share on this that you may need to prepare for on this purchase. Asgard's Wrath, brief refresher per the official Oculus page, unleash the wrath of the gods in a mythical Norse adventure that can only unfold in VR. Forge your destiny as both a mortal hero and living god in an action role-playing game of unworldly depth. Asgard's Wrath will release on October 10th as an Oculus Rift exclusive for $39.99 and is reportedly a 30 to 40 hour game with possibly over 100 plus hours for those who are completionists. In the store announcement of Asgard's Wrath, it is revealed though that this game will have an absolute massive 120 plus gigabyte install size. This size is reportedly due to the absolute beast of texture packs the game has. A file size like this will hopefully be worth it, and I definitely feel it will be, but I hope this does not become a standard for most VR games. In my opinion, a file size like this demands a large storage capacity, and those who have internet plan limits could use most if not all their data on this game alone. So clear up your hard drives now so when the game launches October 10th, you're not deleting that wrong folder you were saving for a slow rainy day. Asgard Wrath hype in the comments. In the first of 2 awesome Oculus Quest updates and new features, we need to talk about the Oculus Link a little more and the potential it has to solve an IPD problem, which I do not see talked about as much as it should. IPD, interpupillary distance, is the distance between the pupils of both eyes. This has a huge effect on the user's VR experience, especially for someone like me whose IPD is a borderline cyclops. A topic of big concern and note when the Rift S was announced was the lack of an IPD adjustment slider like the one on the original CV1. And with the fixed lenses on the Rift S, they were set at 63.5mm. While software can adjust this a little, an ideal IPD for Rift S use is between 61.5mm and 65.5mm. This contrasts heavy with the Oculus Quest, which has an IPD slider that can range from 58mm all the way to 72mm. With the introduction of the Oculus Link in November for the Oculus Quest, which tethers your Oculus Quest to your PC via USB-C cable, now you'll be able to enjoy a PC VR-like experience on your Oculus Quest, but with the addition of an additional IPD adjustment. Now to be fair, the amount of users who have an Oculus Quest and PC VR-ready gaming computer may be low and those numbers are not available, but it is nice to see those who want to play Oculus exclusive titles like Asgards Wrath and Stormland, but could not use the Rift S due to the IPD outside their ideal range, now will have an option in the Oculus Quest using the Oculus Link. Did you pass on the Rift S due to IPD? Does this make you more interested in the Quest and Oculus titles? Let me know down in the comments. Before getting into my favorite story of the day, quick news on a game coming to the Oculus Quest. You may have seen during the keynote day 1 at OC6 a montage of a ton of games coming to the Oculus Quest. One that flashed very quick but I want to bring some attention to is Snowdrift. I did reach out to the developers to obtain some more info, and while not much is available yet, I did receive the explanation for the game. Snowdrift is a rogue-style survival game where you are the lone survivor of a plane crash in the Alaskan wilderness and need to survive until you find help. Being rogue-like is a terrific way for more replayability and new experiences with each playthrough. Before showing clips of the game, the follow trailer here is for a non-VR game called The Long Dark, which reminds me heavily of Snowdrift. The Long Dark is another exploration survival experiences that challenges solo players to explore and survive the frozen wilderness. Just you, severely underprepared in the wild with every danger ready to take you out. Now these screenshots from Snowdrift show that we got in the montage. Snowdrift looks pretty much like this game. I like the watch UI seen in the screenshot here and think it is a clever immersion mechanic if used properly. I think a survival horror-esque game is perfect for the Oculus Quest and VR in general because you can provide an experience of isolation unlike traditional gaming can provide. Keep an eye on this one on your watch list, and as soon as I can provide more info, I will. In the second to last story, but one I hope to report on for the last time, let's talk about the Oculus Quest Dark mode. Due to the Oculus Quest using 4 cameras for its inside-out tracking, adequate lighting is required for it to work properly. This causes problems for those of us that want to use it in the dark for movie or entertainment purposes. This feature has been one of the most requested since the beginning and launch of the Oculus Quest, and we even got a little taste of it before July and August when an update accidentally gave us this ability to use dark mode, but was quickly removed in a hotfix by Oculus. On a recent blog post on the Oculus website dated September 25th, most important Quest related news at OC6 was reviewed. You'll notice down towards the bottom that very soon this week, Pass-Through Plus, the fine-tuning of the pass-through camera for a more realistic view will be coming. They also mention right here the ability for the Oculus Quest Dark mode is returning. It will not be automatic as it was on the last update that came through accidentally, and users will have to manually in the settings tab turn off tracking for the Quest to make the function in the dark work. Please note that many games and apps 100% require tracking, and so do the Guardian boundaries, so you should only be using dark mode for stationary, seated, or standing entertainment experiences. Although no timetable was announced directly for this, and just an explanation of the updates to come, the way it was worded next to Pass-Through Plus, I would expect this to be coming not later than when Pass-Through On Demand comes by the end of the year. Let me know your thoughts and how much you want dark mode down in the comments. And in the final story, and very quick, I will not make this a rant, but I do want to say to all my Oculus Rift S owners who are feeling disappointed about this current argument between the Quest Virtual Link now that it's come and the Oculus Rift S on dying support for it, you still have a fantastic headset, and let me explain. The Rift S, although yes, it did not get many announcements at OC6, is still a terrific headset at $399, a terrific way for people to get into PC VR at a very cost-effective state. As well as it does have clear advantages over the Oculus Quest even with the Virtual Link. It, although on paper does not have as best resolution as the Oculus Quest, in practice the resolution is of course better with less screen door effect. It is also more comfy for longer sessions, as well as of course with the added camera on it will have better tracking, as well as some other items out there. It is still a far superior headset for certain scenarios than the Oculus Quest, and the Virtual Link is just a added bonus for Quest users. In fact, the most of this argument that I do want to set aside is mostly just an optic debate. The optics of the support that the Oculus Quest got at OC6 was by far, honestly, way more than the Oculus Rift S got, and in fact the omission of hand tracking coming to the Oculus Rift S was probably the final nail in the coffin that led to this argument. Oculus would have been much better off specifically stating why hand tracking was not coming to the Oculus Rift S instead of saying they are working on it. If they were clear for whatever reason, it at least illuminates light and makes the optics of this situation look better. But in fact, this entire Oculus Quest versus Oculus Rift S debate comes down to the word I've said a few times here. It is optics, and right now it doesn't look good for the Oculus Rift S, but that doesn't mean it's a bad headset. It just means we need to be more patient. The Oculus Quest right now is the highlight of the show, and if Facebook and Oculus have the goal of putting VR in over 1 billion people's hands, they obviously need to focus on the Oculus Quest at their biggest presentation to the world right then. But that's all I have to say on that subject. Oculus Rift S owners, we all love you. I love you. I got the Rift S over there, and I will be using it very shortly when Asgards Wrath and Stormlands come out. If you do like this video, make sure to leave that like for the support, as well as to help me with that beer fund. Make sure to subscribe and never miss an upload. Hit that bell icon to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm Eric for Present, and as always, I will see you on the next one, VR Space Cowboys.